The shocking reality of life. Inside China's Tiangong space station. When you picture life in space, you probably think of the International Space Station. Cramped quarters, floating clutter, and a design that feels more like a submarine than a home. For decades, the ISS has been our window into life, in orbit. It's an incredible piece of engineering, but let's be honest, it's also a product of its time. A sprawling, complex, and sometimes chaotic maze of cables and equipment bolted to every possible surface. But what if I told you there's another home in space? One that's completely rewriting the rules of what it means to live in orbit. China's Tiangong space station is often seen as a mystery, a symbol of a space program that the rest of the world is still trying to figure out. But as the curtain gets pulled back, the reality of what's happening up there is more fascinating than you can imagine. This isn't just another station. It's a meticulously planned habitat that feels less like a science outpost and more like a high-tech smart home, orbiting 400 kilometers above the Earth. The daily lives of its astronauts, or taikonauts, are governed by a routine that's unlike anything on the ISS. We're talking mandatory afternoon naps, watching state-run news to stay connected with Earth, and enjoying a level of personal comfort that would be the envy of any ISS astronaut. This is the shocking reality of what it's really like inside the world's newest space station. Section 1. A new home in the heavens. To really get why life on Tiangong is so different, you first have to understand the station itself. Completed in late 2022, Tiangong, which means Heavenly Palace, is China's first long-term modular space station. It's the crown jewel of a program designed to rival the space achievements of the US and Russia. It's made up of 3 main sections: the Tianhe core module for living, and 2 lab modules, Wentian and Mengtian for science. Now, let's get one thing straight. Tiangong is significantly smaller than the ISS. The International Space Station is a behemoth the size of a football field. Built by a large international partnership, Tiangong has a pressurized volume that is roughly 1/3 of the ISS. But here's where the story gets interesting. China has used this smaller scale to its advantage, creating what some are calling one of the most modern and efficient human habitats ever put into space. While the ISS is a testament to international collaboration, it's also a patchwork of decades of add-ons and upgrades. Its interior is famously cluttered, a mess of wires, laptops, and gear from different countries and different eras. Tiangong, on the other hand, was designed from the ground up with 21st century tech, and it shows. The inside is sleek, clean, and almost shockingly organized. This isn't just for looks, it's a core philosophy that affects every part of a taikonaut's daily life, all made possible by a level of tech integration the ISS can only dream of: the smart home in orbit. Imagine living in a home where you control the lights, the temperature, and even the air you breathe from a single tablet. Now, imagine that home is hurtling through space at nearly 8 kilometers per second. That's life on Tiangong. One of the biggest differences from the ISS is that Tiangong was designed from day one to be a smart home. In a completely wireless environment, taikonauts use tablets on a station-wide Wi-Fi network to manage just about everything. They can adjust the lighting in their private quarters, check life support systems, or instantly find tools using a QR code inventory system. This might sound like a small thing, but it has a huge impact. It gets rid of the jungle of cables and the hours of manual inventory checks that are a constant chore for crews on the ISS. The station's brainpower also extends to its own safety. It has advanced systems that can automatically detect pressure leaks, diagnose problems, and even seal off a damaged section without a human needing to lift a finger, which dramatically increases crew safety. But maybe the most thoughtful piece of tech is the lighting. The station sees 16 sunrises and sunsets every 24 hours, which can totally wreck a person's body clock. To fix this, Tiangong's lights are programmed to simulate a natural Earth day. The lights slowly brighten in the morning to a cool blue-white, then shift to a warmer, soft yellow in the evening to help the body get ready for sleep. This kind of attention to detail transforms the station from just a workplace into an actual living space. A day in the life the orbital routine. So, what does a typical day look like for the 3 taikonauts on board? It's a tightly structured schedule, synchronized to China Standard Time, number